If you are a B2B service-based business owner and you are looking to gain more clients, create more impact and more revenue in your business, tune in to Amplify Your Marketing Message with Campbell Rapin. Every week, we're going to take you through how to build an audience of buyers, mastering your marketing message, and making offers that convert consistently. We'll see you all on the inside. So many business owners that I speak to have a love-hate relationship with social media. And yet, social media is an important tool in building trust with your potential next client. And so today I want to take you through 5 keys to success and understanding how to leverage social media so that you create a positive first impression that leads to higher client conversion rates. Welcome everybody to Amplify Your Marketing Message. I am your host, Campbell Rapin. I'm a B2B mentor and I help people create a client growth engine. And so many people come to me with one of 2 attitudes when it comes to social media. Number 1, I hate it. I don't want to do it. Can I just pay for traffic? Or 2, I am growing my business on social media and I'm highly invested in the platform and yet it's not providing an ROI. Note that neither one of those were great success stories. And that's why I think there is this love-hate relationship with social media. I tell clients and people who are considering social media as one of their strategies to amplify their marketing message, this truth. This is a business truth in my business. 99% of the people who become clients do not engage in my social media before they say yes. However, that doesn't mean they're not watching. What they're doing is assessing, gathering facts, gaining confidence, and understanding what I bring to the table so that when we do have the conversation, they have a really high trust that I'm the right guide to help them get to the results they want, which is consistent client growth in their business. And once they are a client, and once they come out of the shadows of the gaps that they're living with, they are big advocates on my social media platforms. And so it can feel kind of a contradiction when you think, but I'm not getting anywhere. I said, well, you might not be getting anywhere, but that doesn't mean people are watching. We do need to understand how to use social media effectively, and it should be on your radar. So I'm going to invite you to learn to love it. So here's the first thing that you need to understand about success on social media. There must be a demand for your services and for people viewing the gap from where they are to where they want to go as something they're prepared to invest in time, money, support, and that it is a priority problem to solve. Because without demand, you can spend an inordinate amount of time on social media and get zero activity in terms of a positive ROI. So I want you to think and not guess. Do you have demand for your services? Specifically the gap you want to solve. Because there is a really shocking statistic. I think it's 47% of businesses close their doors because of a lack of clients. They have great ideas that they think the market will want, and when they go to market with that strategy, they have crickets in their field. And I don't want you to be part of that statistic. The only way you know if there is demand is to get in front of more people, more ways, more often, and to make offers. And truthfully, the reason why I think so many businesses struggle is that they simply aren't in front of more people, more ways, more often, and they're not making enough offers, because offers in front of a potential buyer who sees the problem as a gap that's desirable to fix, and they're committed to the outcome and prepared to take that investment action is the only way you'll ascertain truly what the demand is for your service. And you don't need 8 billion people on the planet to value your services, but you do need to have people who will value your services. So the number one thing to get success on social media is you need to test your product, test your solution. And the way you do that is by building your audience and making offers to potential buyers. And every offer is an opportunity to learn what is valued, what is not. How do we communicate it? What are they really looking for? And truthfully, this is not a once and done thing. please, please, please commit to re-engaging with your marketplace, because your current client is not necessarily the same mirror as your next client. And being able to make good decision making is exactly why clients come to work with me, because they're going, I think there's demand. I mean, I've made some offers, but the truth is I don't have confidence knowing that I will have clients consistently every month of the year in my business. And that doubt is what we are here to solve. So number one thing is demand must exist for you to see success with client growth. And social media, I will tell you, it does not matter your platform. It's whether there's demand in the marketplace, because the demand, if it's there, will be on every social media platform, because people are on every social media platform in large, large volumes. Our goal, as always, is to get in front of the right people to identify the potential buyers. So the second thing that you need to be really clear on is that you must align your service level to the price that you want to bring to the marketplace. And this is where I think a lot of incongruencies exist, truthfully, in the marketplace. So many of my clients prefer to work with high ticket clients. That means they're spending thousands of dollars to the price investment level of their programs and services. And if that's the case, then people are expecting a product service delivery from first contact right through to completion of the work, and in future dealings with clients after they've engaged your services is top notch. And truthfully, this should be so obvious, and it's not. And it doesn't mean that you need to go and put the cart before the horse and get everything stylized and have this really beautiful thing. What we're not talking here is sizzle. I am talking about substance. I want you to be thinking about, what is your touch point? How are you showing up? Who are you engaging with to represent your business? What is the experience on the other side? And you must be intentional at curating it, auditing it, and delivering it consistently, because that's where reputation is built. And I honestly think when you are successful on social media, it's because you've built reputation. You've built this standard, and you set it, maintain it, strive for it, and anytime there's a trust break, you're ahead of it, not hiding from the fire. So ask yourself, have you thought about the experience you're creating? And that doesn't mean that it needs to be sizzle. I want you to have substantive plans that you follow through and you show up as human to attract your next buyer. The third thing that's really important, and this has been a big shift, and it will continue to be a big shift, is that it's not about the algorithm and gaming the algorithm. So many people will spend themselves broke. And I said, two types of people come to me with social media, and their opinions are, can I just pay to play? I hate it. And this is where you get caught, because old school thinking was that you could buy your traffic. And that could be through Google ads, Facebook ads, Instagram ads, YouTube ads, TikTok ads, any kind of pay to play game, even now LinkedIn. But the algorithm used to let you, as the business, choose your audience. You could pick your demographics. You could pick your interest levels. And truthfully, that was the way for them to make cash off you. But they've shifted, recognizing that their buyer is no longer the business owners. It's actually the consumers who spend time on their platform, because what they want is engagement and eyeballs of consumers, because when they have that, they can sell you ads. So the algorithm no longer wants you to be able to select it. What it wants is the social media platform itself to do this. And the way you get around this is not to game the system. Stop trying. It's going to make you broke. You can't pay to play big enough, especially if you're a small business, a solopreneur, or a business less than many millions of dollars. You can't buy the words that a multi-million-dollar company can buy. So stop trying, please. It's just a wasted exercise. What they want is great, high-quality content that solves the problem for their buyer, which is the audience of consumers who are using their platform. So the way that you do well on social media is create great content that is solution orientated, entertaining, that keeps eyeballs on it, that solves the problem. And so here's the real simple truth. You want to have great engagement in social media. You want to be seeing your traffic levels grow, and you want to see conversions and ROI out of social media. Get your content focused, dialed in, and figure out your pivot point. And truthfully, you can't fake this either. You can't fake it the way you can't fake research. And this truthfully is why you will see a couple episodes ago, and I will tag it in the show notes, that I did a post, a whole episode here on Amplify Your Marketing Message, that it's not the algorithm that's the problem. Because great content gets seen, the algorithm is not the issue. It is your content that sucks. Woo! I just said that. It is true. It's your content. Your content is generic. It is entertaining minus 1,000%. It is not connecting to solving a problem because you don't really know what problem you're solving. You're guessing. Stop guessing. That's actually the biggest thing that we do with working with clients is, who are you? What do you stand for? What's the intersection point? Who do you want to serve? What do we need to say? How do we get them moving? Because all of that is what the social media platforms wants to see. And I said, just because people are not engaging does not mean your buyer isn't watching. We're seeing less engagement on social media platforms, but their eyeballs are there, which means you need to intentionally build strategies to move people towards you, get them into your ecosystem and off the platform where you have direct control over the nurturing that you create, and nurturing that's in alignment with the offer and the experience your clients are expecting based on the price point of the investment they're making to solve the problem. So I'm going to say it again. It's not the algorithm. Stop trying to game it. Go back and watch that episode. The issue is your content, because great content that solves a problem will be promoted by the social media platforms. Let them work on your behalf. Don't have to pay. Number 4, the time it takes to see whether something is working has gotten longer. And that means that you must stay in social media in the long term. It can't be something that you half-ass. It can't be something that you just throw stuff into the sphere of the universe and hope something works. It's taking time to test. If you are investing in advertising longer than ever before, the pay per traffic, pay per lead is higher than ever before. You're going to have to commit to the long term. And that's why I will tell you, stop trying to figure it out. Once you have the messaging, and you can work with me to do that. Once you have the messaging, once you have this clarity on who you're serving, what's the result they're looking for, and why you should be the must hire, then work with experts to help you shorten that lead time, because they're in it day in, day out. And you're not to be hiring people off social media platforms who are just simply saying, I can do this for you because I've got 3 years of experience. And what they're learning is from old technology. You need somebody who's in this as their primary, and it is somebody who uses the platform for their bread and butter. And you should be watching, how do you not just do it for clients, but how do you do it for yourself? I should be able to be evidence seen all over the place. Or don't hire them. Hire well, and you will see the results, because the time is longer, the cost is higher, and it is an important part of the journey when you are scaling. But don't do it too early, or you're really wasting your time. Your testing of, is there a market for it, shouldn't be with paid money. It should be organic, because that's where you have the fastest path to cash. The 5th key thing, key to success on social media platform, is to recognize that the goal is not to stay on the social media platform. And I know the platforms hate that. And so they're going to try to restrict how you get people off platforms. But truthfully, you are risking your future by relying on the social media platforms to keep your contacts, to keep your access alive. And the amount of hacking that I've seen in the last 24 months has been scary. I've watched really close friends have their businesses hijacked multiple times, and their whole business stalls because of their lack of social media reach when it gets cut off, either by the hacker or by the platform who thinks they've broken rules, and we're still trying to figure out, well, what rule did we break? And it's really a bit of a shell game because you don't ever get in contact with them. So the goal of social media is to get social and then build the nurturing off the platform, which means I think the most important thing you need to do is to get people into your email system and your ecosystem. And email is the most critical thing. It is a changing landscape. I think it is going to get really hard to stay in integrity with the changes, the way the email software is going to be changed with Google and Yahoo and the big changes in February. However, that's a good thing. Because again, what is the goal of social media? What is the goal of any email system? What is the goal of good technology? It's to serve the right answers to the right people at the right time. So don't try to game the system. Try to be the best in class in the system and trust the systems to escalate, elevate, and reach more people for you. So email is critical. You've heard me say this on the platform before, but my biggest mistake early in my business journey is that I didn't build my email list. I relied on social media. I relied on Facebook groups. I relied on other platforms to be my network. And now, today in my business, I absolutely focus on emails. It's the biggest goal in terms of action in my focus for the next 12 months and beyond, because I have to learn how to play in the new world. So do you. And I want you to know that you need to build your ecosystem because it's where you have direct control. Social media can be an incredible tool. It can help you reach new people. It can help you build the know, like, and trust factor. It is not going away. It is going to get harder to play because the system is evolving. And every platform has seen this evolution, from free access to the business being the buyer, to now recognizing the buyer is only really the end user, and people are restricting access. You should pay to play when you're ready. And you should understand that demand must exist for your programs and services. You have to have alignment between the experience people are creating and the investment level to solve the problem. If you want to see ROI and conversion rates out of your social media strategies, the algorithm is not going to let you choose to get you in front of the eyeballs. It's going to do that itself by promoting content that answers and keeps their client, the end users, the consumers on their platform. So create great content and you will be seeing that momentum ride. Recognize you have to be in this for the long term. The length of time it takes to see and test and iterate is longer. The cost per lead on social media platforms is getting higher. And you know what? It doesn't matter, because if you're in a high ticket business, I would happily write the check for a $5, $10, or $20 lead if it brings me a client that spends thousands of dollars. And you need to think that way. But don't waste your time if you haven't got clarity on who you're serving, who you are, what they want, and why they should hire you. And if you have any doubts around those three foundations, then you need to come look at what I do in my business beyond this podcast, because the accelerators, either as one-to-one or in the group program, are going to help you get that answer. And it's not about getting the answers once. It's about being able to iterate the decision-making, to adjust to the market, to adjust how your business is evolving so that you have confidence that the next buyer is coming because of the actions you're taking to build the pipeline. Final thing of this, of course, is take control and bring people off platform. Build your email list. Invest in making sure that you understand the rules that change in the world of communication as it relates to email, and build a strategy, because those are the people that are your warm leads. Social media is cold. You bring them into your ecosystem, you warm them up, and that makes you what? Ready and having good successes when you make that all-important offer. This has been Amplify Your Marketing Message. I believe in social media. It is honestly an important tool and a relatively inexpensive one today. It shouldn't be seen as a love-hate relationship. I want you to learn how to play the game. I want you to learn how to approach this to see consistent ROI, and take this with a grain of salt. I said 99% of the clients who come into my business and choose to work with me are not people I've seen engage in my social media before they said yes, but they all said, I saw you on social media. I've been watching you for a while. I'm actually probably in your email list because I attended something you offered. and now I'm ready to have the conversation. This is where I want to go. I believe you can get me. Please make me an offer. This is how it works, my friends. Business can be elegantly simple, and social media has a role to play in your future success. Drop me a line. Let me know how you are succeeding out there. I'll see you soon. That's a wrap on another amazing episode of Amplify Your Marketing Message with me, your host, Christine Campbell Rapin. Be sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast platform so you don't miss another great episode. And be sure to visit christinecampbellrapin.com/podcast to get a free resource on how to master your marketing message. We'll see you all on our next episode.